Boo! Ăğăopi day, it is my sweet sunbuns, ăğăopi morning, ăğăopi day, ăğăopi afternoon, whatever ăğăopi may be working the best for you, even ăğăopi night. Today we are going to play this visual novel with the game of life and death. We're basically trapped into a space and we have to solve the mystery behind it. This is my first time playing through this game and I was quite curious about it. It's an upcoming visual novel, so let's check it out together. There are obvious trigger warnings coming to violence, death mention, suicide, and whatnot, as it's a psychological game. I did already put the content warning upon the stream, so be wary. Okay, amazing to know that the game just crashed because this footer cannot handle anything. An amazing news it is indeed. Give me a moment. So I'm gonna run it. Jesus Christ, not like this, too. Like, any scoof is fine, but please don't close the games by itself because you are dying. Silly putter. Just a second. Just a second. We can do it. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's set up the audio together. I hope you're doing well today, Cinnamon Buns. As I did mention, mental health break is over and we are ready to destroy our brain cells completely. But worry not, we can get group therapy afterwards, because we were all together in this. So let me know in case the game's audio is too loud for you, literally anytime, or if I should bump it, and we can begin. Okay. Are we ready? I am not, but let's do it. Would be a shame if we forgot about each other, don't you think? Excuse me, do you mind if I sit here? And you could do something as simple as that. Is the seat taken? Sometimes I feel like I'm wasting the life I was given. May I sit here? But sometimes the words that were said matter less than feelings attached to them. Nobody's sitting here, right? Did you promise to always remember me? No matter what? Oh. These words, they rush through my head, from one side to other, bouncing back and forth, overlapping endlessly, until the cacophony is drowned out by my waking mind, ringing for air, still feeling like I'm floating, drifting in and out of this semi-lucid state, with nothing more than to fall back asleep. Wash away the scenes that just played out in my head, replace them with something meaningless and random, something that doesn't remind me of her. Deep down in the back of my head, there's another much quieter voice, barely audible, a subconscious whisper that hardly even qualifies as a voice at all. A sound that stands above all others, that thinks about my thoughts, questions, doubts, and worries about them. It's so quiet that I only ever perceive it as being there when I deliberately try to stop thinking. When I struggle with falling asleep at night, because every single piece of noise, both ex and internal, keeps me awake, then this is the only layer of thought that always remains. No matter how many of them I shut off, it's always there. Always there. And it's here now, telling me it's futile, telling me that no amount of sleep will ever help me forget. As long as her words linger so vividly in my mind, they will always come back to haunt me, and I only have myself to blame. Her image won't fade until I decide to let it, to take it down and burn it to ashes, and I'm awake. My head is throbbing with pain. How much did I drink last night? I finally decide to sit up and open my eyes, finding myself in a completely unfamiliar room. Gonna check the audio levels super quick. I'm gonna lower it a bit. Hi Carbon! Hi, how are you doing? We just began a new game. I finally decided to sit up and open my eyes, finding myself in a completely unfamiliar room. I'm just going to take care of some bills. And there I am, still reading, no matter what typo is there. I'm doing. Fair enough, I'm doing fine, glad to hear so. Like, automatically reading, like a robot. My purpose is to read anything aloud that is typed in chat. I finally decide to sit up and open my eyes, finding myself in a completely unfamiliar room. Where the hell were called Adrian? I get up unusually quickly, which I instantly regret when the dizziness almost knocks me back down. I take a short moment to focus and finally look at the unfamiliar room in front of me. 3 beds, one now empty, a woman in each of the other 2. I recall over having seen 8 of them, I think. Should I? I try to remember what I've been up to last night, but my brain just doesn't want to cooperate at all. Classic. How the hell did I get here? It does already have this super tense atmosphere. I notice 2 doors at the other end of the room and slowly make my way towards them. I open the one that leads ahead. Toilet. A bathroom once again. I don't recognize this room at all. I walk towards the sink to splash some water on my face. Looking up, my reflection stares back at me. Dirt is really particular. I feel like it fits the atmosphere perfectly. It looks like shit. I look like shit, tired as always, but then again, do I really look like someone who drank himself into forgetting how he got here in the first place? Hi, I was just struggling with getting my phone number verified. Oh, welcome, developer. I'm glad you're here with us. Yeah, my head's a pain. I'm so nauseous I can barely stand, but that's just how it is sometimes. I don't know, something's off. The audio is good, by the way, but you have the gain cut off because they switched it to full screen. Oh, wow! Thank you for letting me know. His head is very small compared to his body. Oh, wow! So many observations it is. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you kindly for letting me know. We fix it. I check out the door next to the bathroom. A kitchen, absolutely spotless. I could eat off the floor. Definitely doesn't look like anyone has been partying here last night, I'm sure of it, but... Then what happened? What is this place? I try my best to focus and take another look around the room. Is there anything that could give me any sort of hint? None of these rooms had any windows. Is this underground? Wait, where is the exit anyway? By the way, developer son, I did read that I can stream through the first 2 parts. Is this game sectioned into chapters or something? Just to understand. There's another door leading left from the kitchen. I enter the room that lies beyond it. Before I can even process what kind of room I find myself in, my entire attention is directed towards the door on the other side of it. A strange metal door that looks completely different from the rest. Is this the way outside? Do you use the hand pattern, I guess, to open it? My mind clears up. Without even thinking about it, I rush towards the door and place my hand on the weird scanner thing in the center of it. It opens up and reveals... What the... Ooh. I'm not sure what it revealed, but it's sure as hell not outside. It's inside indeed. We're stuck. I simply stand still, dumbfounded, until... Excuse me, Evelyn. A gentle voice rings out behind me, so gentle yet sending shivers down my spine the moment it reaches my ears. Looks like I'm not granted any more time to sort out the situation I found myself in. Not like I could do this. I could do so either way. Is she gonna explain us something? Like, is she the one that got here first? I turn around. Oh, her haircut is so pretty. Also love the clothes. Their style looks like quite gloomy, I feel. So atmospheric, very particular. Where am I? I don't know. I find myself in front of a beautiful young woman. She's one of the 2 I saw lying in the remaining beds. Unlike myself, she doesn't look like she just got up at all. But she did. Some people are just blessed like that, huh? I see. Behind her lies a wall adorned by 3 doors. I entered this hall through the one on the left, and looks like she used the one in the middle. Does that mean... Without saying another word, I walk right past her and opens the door. Sure enough, I find myself back in the room I first woke up in. Seems I just didn't notice this door. The rounds thing will make sense soon enough. Someone else streamed it already and it took her around 3.5 hours, so definitely more than long enough for one stream. Ooh, glad to hear so. Interesting. What are you do? Thank you for clarifying that, by the way. Oh, there's someone else in here? And seems like she didn't even notice that another woman was still sleeping here. I shrug. The stranger walks up to the other stranger and softly shakes her. What is it? Wait, Valerie. After a few seconds of drowsily rubbing her eyes, she abruptly jumps up from her bed. She looks so cool. She even got piercings. Who the fuck are you? What do you want from me? What is this place? What is she getting so worked up over? Or is this the kind of reaction one is expected to have in a situation like this? We're not really sure about the theater. I'm sorry to say this, but we only just woke up ourselves. She points towards the unmade beds. Oh, and my name is Evelyn. Evelyn, why do I feel like I already knew that? Alright, great. And you? She stares daggers at me. Adrian. She turns away and starts to look around. The profile looks so pretty as well. What about you, if I may ask? She hesitates briefly, then replies without even turning towards us. Valerie. Once again, it doesn't feel like a new piece of info to me. Did I lose part of my memory after all? Did we all? If so, how? I suppose it's still out of the question. Then did someone make us forget? Is that someone the same person who is to blame for us being here? Who brought us here? So, neither of you knows where we are? Really? Yes, that is correct. We just woke up here just like you. Does that lead outside? Her eyes glance past us straight at the metal door. Outside might not convey it properly. What's that supposed to mean? I feel it's best if you see it for yourself. You probably wouldn't truly believe it otherwise. She moves past us and places her hand on the door. We watch it open once more. Honestly, I still can't believe this is really happening, judging from the fact that this is the first time that Valerie is not bombarding us with questions since she woke up. She probably feels similarly. For a moment, we all just stand there, studying the grey, barren walls around us. Well, at least that's what I do. I have no idea what the two of them are thinking. Honestly, I'm just waiting for one of them to make a move or say something. Anything. Your model is really pretty too, by the way. Oh, thank you kindly. Appreciated. Then, after a while, Valerie continues stepping forward. She carefully approaches the large door on the other side of the hall. But much more than the door itself, she's wondering about the letters next to it. ATA, is that... She falls silent. Is that what? Does she have an idea what this place might be? Is this supposed to be some kind of prank? Man, stop acting like you don't know anything. I'm sorry, but I really don't know what you are talking about. Do you know what those letters refer to, perhaps? Noot. Have you been living under some kind of rock? Who the fuck doesn't know what that means? Do you seriously expect me to believe that? She wasn't even addressing me, but it made me wonder. Have I been living under some kind of rock? Should I know what those letters stand for? How are you doing, Rin? We changed genres a bit from the cozy games. But I'm pretty sure after this game we're gonna return to our mental health break once again. And what's wrong with you, quiet boy? Just gonna stand there and wait until I leave. I don't know what those letters mean either, sorry. That wasn't even the question, damn it. I have no idea what your deal is, but leave me out of it, will you? Don't expect anything from me unless you decide to speak, alright? With that, she storms off towards the bedroom. Wait a second, please. Evelyn goes after her, and the door closes behind them. Should I follow them? Well, let's be real. Even if I did, what could I realistically do to help? It makes sense that she doesn't trust random strangers in a situation like this. I'm not even sure why I do. She's probably just panicking right now, and I really don't know what I could say to calm her down. Whatever, I let Evelyn try to handle it. She seems much more proficient at this social interaction thing anyway. I saw your notification a bit late, as I just got back from the store. Oh, I see. Thank you kindly for joining us, Rain. Please remember to not overdo it, okay? Your presence is very appreciated. Whatever, I let Evelyn try to handle it. She seems much more proficient at the social interaction thing anyway. Not that that's all that much of an accomplishment. I think about what I could be doing in the meantime. I guess I could check the remaining door, the one on the right. D03. Unlike the other two, the scanner on this one is red. I place my hand on it anyway and... surprise! Nothing happens. Guess red just means it's locked. Well, that's good to know at least. Should Sophie still map out the area I've seen so far? Hall. Well, got this hall. The door on the left leads to some kind of living room or whatever. That leads to a kitchen, which is connected to a bedroom, which can also be reached through the door in the middle. The bedroom leads to a bathroom as well. It's cool that we got this map here explaining us how it's structured so far. That just leaves this door on the right, which leads to some kind of mystery location, yeah. Well, and the large one over there. Before I can come to any earth-shattering realizations about that too, I notice that Evelyn has already returned. She locked herself in the bathroom and doesn't reply to anything I'm saying. I suppose we don't have any other choice but to let her be for now. Panicking and distrusting strangers in a situation like this is only natural. I'm sure she will calm down eventually. Yeah, probably. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what I told just a minute ago. She took the words right out of my mouth and left me with nothing more to add. I'm sorry. I assume you don't really feel like talking? Oh no, it's fine. I'm just not very used to, well, being in a situation like this. You mean being kidnapped? Oh no, just having conversation in general. Oh right, I understand. It's not like something like this happens every day after all. It sure doesn't, the conversation thing I mean. Okay, sorry, I know, one joke. But seriously too, what am I supposed to say right now? There's not much of anything we can do, right? The remaining doors won't budge, and I'm pretty sure we won't be able to just bypass them somehow. So if that's the case, what could we even talk about? I don't think the atmosphere calls for small talk. Not that I'd be very good at that anyway. Should I ask her how she feels about the situation? But I mean, isn't it obvious? How would someone feel about waking up in some strange facility? Oh yeah, I love being here. It's like a super fun mystery, So really, what's left to discuss? Out of nowhere, as if to hand me a topic to talk about, some sort of noise appears at the other end of the hall. I turn around and realize that Evelyn has already made her way over to the huge door while I was busy with thinking. Anyway, I ran over to her. What is that sound? Did you do something? I don't believe I did. I was simply looking around when it suddenly started. I listened closely. It seems to be coming from behind the door, moving upwards. Just as I come to that conclusion, I begin to see something. No, someone emerged behind the glass pane. Another stranger, facing away from us, right towards a wall. After a while, the platform he is standing on comes to a halt and he begins to speak. His monotonous voice is played back through some speakers, seemingly hidden within the walls of this hall. Good morning. I hope I've given each of you enough time to wake up and get yourselves accustomed to your whereabouts. Either way, I guess introductions are in order. Sadly, I'm not able to give you my proper name. For now, it will have to remain as an empty variable. Null, if you will. The one thing that I can tell you about myself is the following. Yes, I am the one behind all this. I have traveled with each of you in this facility in order to have you participate in an experiment of mine. That's scary. You don't need to know the details behind it, the purpose of you being here. Instead, simply think of it as a fun little game I have prepared for you. The truth game. The truth of what, you may wonder? Well, for that I will first need to tell you about all the participants in this experiment. What appears to be a map suddenly engulfs my view, augmented reality. This facility is split into 3 halls, within each of them a team of 3 participants resides. The one to my right... 2 of these are so-called answer teams. Okay, I'm back. with the brain cell. The one to my right is answer team A, or for short, ATA. The other one is answer team B, you guessed it, ATB. The remaining people reside in the hall to my left, they're the so-called question team. You will need to learn as much as you can about the singular person that will never leave the hall. That later answer team will get the chance to meet for the duration of this game. But that person isn't the only member of the question team, of course. There are two more, which will be continuously switching between the area of the QT and the area of 180 each. You can think of the entire game as being split into multiple rounds that last 3 hours each. The first 90 minutes of each round are when the 80s will be visited. After that, the QT will reunite for the remaining 90 minutes. That way, you will have enough time to ask whatever questions you might have about the secret final participant. Meanwhile, the QT itself will get the opportunity to get your information in the first place. Simple, right? You need to cooperate in order to come as close to the truth as possible, if you ever want to leave this place, that is. Alright, I will leave it at that for the time being. We can discuss further details another time. For now, let's prepare for your visitor, who will make their way over to you shortly. Good luck! Hi Thunder Dude, hi. Hey, what's cuter than a GP? I'm not sure. The small version of GP or something else, you may answer. What would that be? But like, am I gonna die, like I assume within the game, if my answer is not correct? 2 GPs. Oh, double GPTs. A bit like double rainbow back then. Good luck. The sound of what seems to be an elevator returns, and with that the mastermind sinks back into the ground. For a while we just stand there, stunned. There is so much to process about what we've just heard and seen, I don't even know where to begin. 3 houses, 3 teams, all of the same size, a secret participant that we need to learn the truth about. What for? I can't figure any of this out. And then there are some minor things like... Hi, how are you doing? I wonder what kind of person will join us. Evelyn interrupts my train of thought. I guess we'll find out soon enough. No point in overthinking a question that will be answered shortly. Whoever they are, they'll stay here for 90 minutes, right? I wonder how long this whole thing is supposed to last. How long we're supposed to stay here. I mean, assuming we're going to get out of this alive in the first place. Oh, don't worry about that. If the person behind this wanted to kill us, I'm sure he wouldn't have left us. With a kitchen, a bathroom, well, everything we need to survive, wouldn't you agree? No. I am doubting anything here and everything, so I don't agree. I don't know whether she seriously believes her own words, or if she just wants to keep me from getting even more depressed. I'm the most powerful being in the universe. Ooh. Very glad to hear so. I'm doing well, just got this mental health break off, so I guess we're gonna get our brain cells melted with this game. But yeah, even though I'm not ready for it, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I don't know whether she seriously believes her own words or if she just wants to keep me from getting even more depressed. Obviously that guy Null didn't want us to die right off the bat. He asked us to play along with his stupid game after all. Of course we would be provided with everything we need to survive for the duration of at least that. But that doesn't mean he actually plans to let us out of here by the end of it. Either way, I realize I've been quiet for far too long once more. I decide to fake a relieved smile and reply. You're right. She seems glad about my response. I can tell whether she is naive, kind, or both. I turn back around. At that moment, a sound arises from behind the door. Who is that? Oh, that must be the person from the other team. We quickly take a few steps back and watch the door as it opens. A middle-aged man enters, casting his eyes about the hall to take in its features, or lack thereof. An older person it is compared to us. Surprise, this place looks just like the one I came from. Oh, hi, just the two of you. Aren't there supposed to be 3 folks per team? Our last member is currently hiding away in the bathroom. She seems to be in a severe state of panic. I see. Well, can't blame her, this whole thing is rather crazy. Oliver's the name, by the way. How about you? Adrian. My name is Evelyn. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Well, I'm glad to meet the two of you. At least as glad as one can be in a situation like this. You can stop being so formal too. I'm not that old. You're right. I'm sorry. I will try. She did blush. Anyway, they both turned to look at me. Great. Our goal is to learn about one of the people on your team, right? Can you tell us about whoever that is? Cutting right to the chase, eh? If I didn't ask, Evelyn surely would have done so in my stead. I need to... Well, I guess we do have a time limit, don't we? Doesn't feel like it'd make much sense to discuss this without the whole group present. He's right, of course. So then, what would you suggest we do now? Good question. Guess we can't really make any progress until we get the chance to properly talk this through, huh? In that case, I suppose I should try talking to her again. Maybe updating her on what we've learned in the meantime will help. Are you sure you think that will help her calm down? Sounds like a plan, alright. Need any assistance with that? I don't think that will be necessary. I feel like all of us talking to her at once would only lead to stressing her out even further. Why don't the two of you sit down in the kitchen in the meantime? I will join you once I'm done. Hopefully not on my own. Of course, another one-on-one convo was just what I needed. Alright, sure, in that case, best of luck. I will do my best. 10 months, be right back super quickly. I need to take care of something and get some snackies. What is this chaos? What did happen? Are you spooked? Not really spooked, but more like pressured by the atmosphere in this game, yeah. But like overall, I used to play many horror games and mystery psychological games at once, but I did decide to take a path towards the healthier brain cell. So yeah, at least healthier the piece of brain cell that is left there. Illegal, no snacks for the Gyepi. Oh, come on, I did not even have lunch yet. I got some yogurt. Jail time. You put me in jail? I just went to get my yogurt and I'm in jail now? Just to feed the atmosphere, I guess, yeah? Jail time it is, do not feed the animals. Did the alert sounds did work though? I did not really hear them. Or am I crazy? By the way, okay. I'm here. The yogurt is here. Everything is here. Cinnamon buns are here as well. And the gel too. Everything is on point. Oliver gives me a slight push through the door, and I make my way through the bedroom with him and Evelyn following behind me. Shortly after I enter the kitchen, I still hear Evelyn knocking on the bathroom door before Oliver closes the door behind us. Whoa! This yogurt is good. Usually, I'm not satisfied with the yogurts I get here. Little promotion it is once again. But yeah, little I get stuff similar to what I used to eat back in my hometown. So I do be happy. My gastritis and acid reflux is less happy for the yogurt, but let's pretend that's not a thing. So the brain does work it and process it in a way that the yogurt won't harm me. Right? Right. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but yeah. Shortly after I enter the kitchen, I still hear Evelyn knocking on the bathroom door before Oliver closes the door behind us. Meanwhile, I'm already busy with looking around the room. How much do I stay in jail, by the way? GP. Yasu? Thunder duty it is. Not me, you I mean. Meanwhile, I'm already busy while looking around the room. Last time I was still under the assumption that this whole situation might just be the aftermath of some party. Now I know for sure that isn't the case. Compared to that rundown hall we were just in, it looks way too welcoming. Clean, warm, I don't know, it's almost eerie. By the way, I'm trying slowly to sort out the things related to the channel points, sound alerts and whatnot. And eventually I will put the timer upon the jail time, so it will make more sense to you. I'm also planning to get the redeem for the other hairstyle of mine, the cinnamon roll. Miku Gyepi it is. The question is how is such an extreme contrast in appearance possible? Well, I have my suspicions. In order to confirm those, I walk towards the wall of plants. I stretch out my hand to grab one of the large leaves. I can feel the texture of the greenery on my skin, a slight resistance of a physical object when trying to move past it. The further I move my hand, the further the plant is moved. Until it can't resist anymore and fades right through my palm, back into its original position. I knew it. What are you doing? I turn around and notice that he has already sat down at the table, and most likely watched how I played around with a bunch of leaves like some kind of idiot. Oh, nothing, was just wondering about something. I sit down across from him and wait. Neither of us says anything. I honestly thought he would be more of the talkative type, but after all that commotion so far, I'm just glad to catch a short break. Maybe he sensed that. Well then, I could at least use this occasion to gather my thoughts. I think about what I know that could help me with figuring out how we all got here. Wait, I haven't even checked my Neuralink yet. What is Neuralink? Oh, I tried connecting to the net right away, but no dice. Figures. But wait, what about my log? Why can't I access it? My local storage has been wiped completely. Who would do something like that, and how? My head hurts just thinking about it. All those entries gone. Just like that, I stored all those memories for years upon years, for what? Fuck it, this isn't the time to wallow in self-pity. Point is, I got a clean log, starting with me waking up earlier today and having Evelyn approach me. And I just say today, but now that I check for it, my clock and calendar stopped working as well. They only showed the date of December 31st, 9999, with the time stuck at midnight, not progressing any further. Whoa. I have no idea what time of what day it is, and since I can't even remember anything about how we got here, I'm not sure what day it was before all this started either. Hey, I decided to finally speak up. Maybe Oliver remembers more than I do. Do you have any idea why we're here? I barely remember what happened last night at all. Can you recall what you did before all this? Ugh, that's a tough one. To be honest, my memories are just kinda jumbled up too. I know I was planning to visit a Neuralink center, the one in A3. I think going there is the last thing I can recall, but can't really tell where the cutoff is, you know? I see. At least it's not just me whose memories are messed up then. A3's Neuralink center, that's the one her father works at, huh? Do you remember what day that was? The 20th of August, a Friday, yeah. That does really line up with the things I can still recall. Wait, I just realized, isn't he wearing a wristwatch? Does your watch still work? Huh? Oh, this is sadly not a watch, at least not by my standards. I woke up with it. Woo! He holds out his arm to show the screen of the watch to me. It simply shows the number 79. Scary. It's a countdown. Tells me how much longer I will have to stay here before I can go back to my team. Oh, I guess that sounded kind of rude. It's not like being here is any worse than over in the other hall. Would prefer a timer to show me when I can finally go home. Ha. Really 10 minutes have passed then. Yeah, makes sense. Damn, none of this brings me any closer towards clearing up why the hell this is happening to us. Why were we abducted? Why are we split up in a bunch of teams to play a game? Why is our goal to figure out who the third member of the question team is? I can't figure it out, none of it. But then again, I'm still waiting to hear anything about that person in the first place. That being any sort of clue is my last hope for now. As if for the sole purpose of ending that wait, the bedroom door swings open. Oh, she's out. Straight, Evelyn enters with Valerie reluctantly following her. Ah, there you are. Valerie, right? Name's Oliver. Huh? Yeah, right. I'm caught up on everything that happened, so let's get to it. Who's in the question team besides you? Yeah, I'm sure you're all eager to find out. Come on, sit down, you two. Evelyn takes the seat next to his, but Valerie just leans against the wall next to the plants. I'm fine. Alright, if you say so. I think it's best if I just tell you about our first interactions over in the other hall. Honestly, I might have hyped this up a bit too much. Please keep your expectations in check. We barely had any time to prepare for this, so there's not even that much I could tell you so far. And beyond that, well, I'll start from the beginning. When I woke up, confused about where the heck I had ended up, I first noticed a man in a lab coat who was eagerly studying his surroundings. Asked him who he was and where we were. He didn't know any more than I did, just woke up too. His name was Nathan. Well, still is, I suppose. Anyway, he's the guy that went over to the other answer team. We quickly decided to check the remaining bed and wake whoever was still asleep. Well, there she was, the secret participant, a young woman, probably around your age. He looks at Evelyn. She was breathing peacefully, completely oblivious to her situation. Long, wavy blonde hair, eyes were green. Sorry, I'll check. Anyway, a pretty thing she was, definitely. So I guess that's not a thing I should say at my age. Haha. Ah! My yogurt spoon dropped on the keyboard. Hacking hell. Was engrossed with the game. Nothing happens in bounds. All is goody, all is goody. A yogurt keyboard it is, Jesus Christ. Well, I didn't think much of it, and was just about to wake her up, when Nathan, standing next to me, froze up for a second, going, oh, it can be. It can be. It can be that I got yogurt on my keyboard. goodness. A silly fox it is, as always. He dashed towards her and shook her by her body, shouting out her name. Emilia, Emilia, is that you? My body froze the second that name left his tongue. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. It must be. That's why snakes are illegal. That may be. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. It must be. I know it must be. It wouldn't even make sense if it wasn't. But when everything fits so well, it's hard to convince my heart to feel the same. So, long story short, she did indeed confirm that her name's Emilia, but it seems she doesn't remember any more than that. From what I can tell so far, we all seem to be struggling with our recent memory. Can all of you confirm that? Yes, that is true, actually. I nod. He looks over at Valerie, who seems to be completely spaced out, then sighs and continues. Yeah, so it seems it hit her even harder than the rest of us. She barely remembers anything at all, even when it comes to herself as a person. That's what I meant earlier. That's the other reason for why I can't really tell you all that much yet. We'll have to hope that it's temporary, of course, that it will all come back to her eventually. We just sit there for a moment, stand and unsure how to advance. Then the person I least expected it from speaks up. But what about that Nathan dude? Didn't he seem to know her? Did he say anything else? Ah, yes, of course, as I said, we didn't have enough time to go into much detail yet, but from what he told me, the girl's apparently the daughter of one of his higher-ups. Now that would be fun and all. Might have even been enough to explain his reaction towards finding her. That wasn't the actual reason to. The truly strange part is what he told us afterwards, apparently. Wow! What did he say? Apparently she went missing only 2 years ago? The moment those words leave his tongue, my words fade to black. This can't be right, this doesn't make sense, it's really her? No, it can't be this. Has to be some kind of misunderstanding. She is still alive? How? Where the hell has she been all this time? Was she kept down here all along? Did that null guy perform some kind of twisted experiments on her? Is that why she lost her memories? Fuck, I was so sure she was dead. Unlike Sophie, I never expected her to return. Are those people we are mentioning? Did we make something extremely bad? I was fully convinced that I'd never get to see her again. Have to see her again. Even now, will she even remember me? It's not like we ever knew each other all that well, right? Maybe it's better this way. Maybe I wouldn't want her to remember. Adrian? Oh fuck, I totally forgot I'm here too. I've been silent for way too long. I need to calm down, breathe in, and out. What was the question again? I should just check the log. So, I haven't really looked around yet either, huh? Yeah. Good job, what an amazing performance, definitely worth the uncomfortably long pause. Alright then, I'll come over at some point. Probably. I love Valerie's design so much, honestly. Witty. Probably okay. Of course, take your time. But Evelyn looks sweet as well. Yeah, sure. All the time in the world. We're in no rush or anything, right? Evelyn and Oliver make their way towards the room. I'll briefly dash it through when I originally looked around. I follow after them. Last time I was here, I only paid attention to the strange metal door, but like I had guessed, it really is a living room. I didn't even notice the massive sofa occupying half the room when I first ran through here. The others are already busy with searching for clues or anything else that might help us, so I decided to wordlessly make my way over to the desk and look through the drawers. Nothing, wow. Expecting similar results, I continue with the file cabinet, but this one doesn't even open up in the first place. Not sure whether that's better or worse. God, this feels like a waste of time. Should be obvious that no wouldn't leave anything actually useful behind. I let out a sigh and turn around towards the sofa, where Evelyn is currently focused on checking the books above. But my eyes don't remain there for long, when they notice an object that stands out like a sore thumb among all the others. That floating of the character sprite is starting to bother me a bit, like to me it results distracting while reading this longish sentence. But my eyes don't remain there for long when they notice an object that stands out like a sore thumb among all the others. An acoustic guitar, standing back there, right in the corner behind the door, as if to personally mock me. Did not put that here on purpose. First Emilia and now this. It's like... Is everything alright? Evelyn has gotten down from the sofa. Is she talking to me? Did she notice how I glared at the guitar? Sorry. So I'm already assuming I'm the bad guy here and we have to confess about something. Like a classic usually among these settings is that we don't have to remember something we did or others did something bad that it happened. I have to confess it aloud while people are dying and whatnot. We're Oliver never getting any compliments. I'm not interested in older people like that. Sorry. Yeah, I was just kinda focused. Wanted to make sure I don't miss anything that could help us, but I don't think there's anything all that interesting here, to be honest. You might be right. It seems to just be a regular room. Did she actually swallow that shoddy excuse? Or just decide to drop it? I really can't tell. I can tell what any of these people are thinking. Not like it matters. It's a coincidence. The thought of it being any other way isn't even worth entertaining. Yeah, I agree. Oh well, was worth checking anyway. At least I can confirm that these rooms all look pretty identical to what we had over at the question team. He throws himself into the couch. Evelyn and I sit down as well. Considering the situation we're in, it is rather surprising how pretty these rooms are. Yes, agreed. I wonder why the person behind this put that much care into the furnishing. Yeah, I had the same thought a while ago. But I guess this could be a good opportunity to bring up what I noticed. Not that it's particularly helpful, but... yeah. I was wondering the same thing, so I checked out the plants in the kitchen. Plants? Yeah, the ones on the wall. Anyway, as I guessed, it's just a probably all of these aside from the hall. Ah, that does make a lot more sense. Wait, what? You mean like augmented reality? Yeah, right, sorry. I thought the abbreviation was common enough. Nah, it's fine, don't worry. An oldie he is indeed, even though he did state he's not that old. He is an oldie. But I guess that explains what you two are talking about. Cause in all honesty, this whole place looks like shit. Wait, do you not possess a Neuralink? Ooh, I see. I'm not sure where I do remember this from. I think it was some other visual novel that I barely did start time ago. Where like, yeah, it was a visual novel I was supposed to review 3 years ago that I eventually will. That was like having this thingy that makes us see everything in a beautiful way. But really it wasn't.
Is imminent.
Old, he's ancient, he looks like a mummy. He's ancient like you, Carbon, yeah, you're right. Maybe like my true age as well. But no, you don't look like a mummy, Carbon. Maybe he does. This is a petting announcement, please be advised. A petting sequence is imminent. Thank you kindly. I need to hire the audio for me because I barely heard that alert, honestly.
You've been pet.
Thank you for the pet. Thank you. Okay, give me a moment. Now I should be able to hear them, I think. Who knows? Wait, do you not possess a Neuralink? Oh well, not yet. I was planning to get one. Actually just went to a center before whatever happened and I got here. Alright, he mentioned that. Thought it was just a checkup or something. I'm older than most. Are you? This fox is ancient. Like not old, ancient. Like her age is limitless. But it doesn't count as being old or young. Because it's the fox that did appear before anything else. So it is permitted to me to be ancient. Like the others don't have the permission, you see. I'm putting away that spoon because we all know where it would end. On the keyboard again. The fox who is beyond age. Let me pet the ancient fox. You're very welcome to do so. Thank you kindly. Do you still hear the music playing in your head when petting cats, by the way? Alright, you mentioned that. Thought it was just a checkup or something. Oh, is that so? Why did you decide to get one now? I can get over this hairstyle. It's so cute and pretty, but also on the elegant side. Lately, I was obsessed with this style, honestly. Always. Glad to hear so. I'm still wondering what would happen if you were to pet an actual fox. That would be interesting to see. Would you hear me speaking, or... Most people, well, excuse me if I sound disrespectful, but most people your age don't really change their mind on it anymore, do they? No offense taken, don't worry. You're right, of course. Have been living out in the sticks all my life, but now I met someone a couple years ago, someone from a zone. I'll get rabies. Oh my goodness! Then be cautious when you pet me as well, I guess. Well, long story short, we want to move in together soon. Hence I need to get chipped so I can finally live in one of those fancy cities myself. Sucks that that's a... Blah 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 blah. Ah, my tongue slipped. There we go again. On that arc. Sucks that that's even necessary. Sure, true. But then again, the whole point of the safe zones is, well, being safe. You don't say. If this brain chip thingies makes that possible, then there wouldn't be much point to those places existing if they just let anyone in. Brain chip. A bit like with the shot against COVID, I guess. Yeah, sure, that's definitely what they were designed for. Not at all. Like they just want to collect our data and permanently tie us to the UCE. That'd be insane. God, I'd love to tell him to his face. How many people I know that wish they could get rid of their implants. How lucky he is to still have the choice. I doubt he'd care. And then again, not like it's my problem either. We don't have a lot of foxes where I live. I see. Same here. Like, they can be around the how do you call them? Like basically forest, I don't know. But I did not really see one in real life here. Someone did state that in nearby town you can spot even wolves walking around the town. Like that's crazy. Wolves around the town like during night. So don't go outside during night unless you want to meet a wolf that would pretend to be your babushka. I doubt he'd care, and then again, not like it's my problem either. How does it even work though? Do these images really look as realistic as the drone made it seem? Very much so, I mean, I didn't even notice after all. And it's not just image data either, touch, smell, temperature, it's all being transmitted directly to the brain. Damn, that sounds insane. How did you notice that it was AR then? He's looking at me. Oh, great. So glad that I brought this up. But then again, maybe this is their idea of breaking the ice. I haven't talked a whole lot so far. But there are a lot of owls. An owl made its nest next to my window. Ooh, that's sweet! Does it say hi occasionally to you? Owls are pretty cute. Even though they can be scary as well, but yeah. More like intimidating, but still pretty and beautiful. I haven't talked a whole lot so far. Oh well, it's a bit difficult to explain, you see, it's just that with some objects it's easier to tell than with others, cause... Then why did I even try? If I can't see it properly, I'd rather just stay quiet. Guess I'm not much help after all. I directed my eyes at Evelyn in an attempt to plead for help. She seemed much better at explaining this sort of stuff anyway. The babies screamed at night before they grew up and GTFO. I see. I I see. The owl is teaching him one new thing every night. They're cute and very loud. What kind of things the owl is teaching? Proverbs? Survival tips? Gyepi facts? Owl facts? I'm curious now. She smiles softly in return and continues. Take a look at this sofa, for example. I assume you see it differently from us, but we still sit on top of one from your perspective, right? Yeah, of course. Well, it looks like the same from our perspective. Same with this armrest. She runs her hand across it. I can feel its texture. I can move my hand into what I see as the armrest. It is actually physically there, am I right? What are you getting at? You see, there is a sofa here. It looks different to you than it does to us. It might even feel different, but its general shape is the same. The only thing that has changed is its skin. The same is true for, I imagine, most objects here. If it wasn't, it would be difficult for us to find our way around after all. Either we could keep running into things we can see, or we might try to hold on to something that isn't there. Well, that isn't necessarily true for smaller items. Things that we aren't normally interacting with, that we don't usually come into contact with, like decoration. Like plants. I wonder if there will be at some point some object that is useful to us that we would not be able to see. And that we will need their help to state us that it's there or something. They're cute and very loud. Oh, I see. So I guess I may be an owl as well occasionally. Deep inside. Like plants, he gives me a somewhat impressed look. Hooray! Alright, I'll continue. Yeah, right, I'm gonna assume that what the two of us see as a wooden structure enamored with plants is just a wall to you. There is nothing of a similar shape in its place, since it isn't something that we need to interact with. I see, so in cases like that you can just move through it, the same way I can. Not completely. When we just gently move our hands across them, we can still feel the plants. They will even move a bit. Well, if we push past a certain point, there is nothing to actually hold us back, so we will just phase through, right? Well, that wasn't so bad, was it? Interesting, seems like you lot really do see this whole place in an entirely different way. The hall looks identical to you two, right? Just grey walls, some rusty pipes and stuff. That's right, I suppose we are not intended to spend a lot of time there. Yeah, probably. But then, how does your neural link know where it has to display this AR stuff? And well, what it's supposed to display in the first place? You see, the necessary files for that are stored in the nearby nanologs. Those transmit information to each Neuralink user in the area so that everyone receives the same data. Wait, hold up. What exactly is this nanolog stuff again? Aren't those just used for surveillance in the zones? Or am I missing something up? You're right, that is one of their tasks. In general, however, you can simply think of them as very small data storage devices that are distributed wherever necessary. Apart from tracking data of nearby Neuralink users, they can also host data, like that which is necessary for the display of augmented reality functions. Those features are pretty cool in this game, like they're described well, and we get proper idea, I believe, of how the situation is built here, structured within the game, within their world. With other words, AR data is not generated by the neural links themselves, but instead stored in the local nanologs, which then transmit it to each individual user. It's also cool how it's explained basically in the dialogue to someone that doesn't know about it, and not just a description from the main character's point while thinking to himself. I feel like it's way cooler this way within the dialogue. That's also why we can still access it despite not being connected to the net as a wall right now. That way each nearby person automatically views the same set of data, preventing any inconsistencies from occurring, all that to ensure we see the world in the same way, the way they want it to be seen. Littered with ads for the most part. Does it cover your question? Well, I think I got the gist of it, but I can't deny that I'd love to know more. I don't want to waste any more of our time, though, or let you die of boredom, Adrian. How considerate. I have been wondering for a while whether this is a meaningful use of our time. However, while I can't deny that I still don't see a direct connection to our situation, I do feel like it wouldn't hurt to be on the same page about all of this. True. This place is full of AR after all. Maybe being able to see past that would be useful somehow. Maybe not. Oh, I don't mind explaining this at all, especially since I'm not sure what else we could be discussing right now. With the limited knowledge on Emilia you seem to have so far. Yeah, it's probably true. This may be the most appropriate time to get this stuff out of the way, so feel free to keep going. With that being said, I can pretend to get anything out of this info dump. You'll be fine without me for a bit too, right? You're probably better at explaining all this than I am anyway. Definitely. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. Oh, of course, I will do my best. If we do not collaborate and spill the beans too, we will not be able to proceed with the game, right? I feel like we're gonna create a big mess out of not being up to willing to share the information. That's what I think. So far, I nod with a slight smile before I get up from the couch. Going towards the kitchen door, I hesitate. Valerie is likely still putting... Welcome, readers! Thank you kindly for the red quiche, Ricky. Welcome, welcome! Let me give you a shout out. That's very appreciated. Give me a second. The brain is not braining properly, as always. Thank you for the raid. Hi, how are you doing? What did you play? Did you play any games today or did you stream something else? Please do remember to take the break if you need it, to get some snackies, to get something to drink. We are playing today a mystery visual novel that may have some graphic content, I believe, to it. I'm playing Banishers. Oh, how did it go? Did you enjoy your stream? This is the first time of me playing through this game. In fact, I'm allowed to stream the first 2 parts before its release. I was quite curious coming to this title. To those who do not know me, I'm Gyepi, I'm Gyepi, a Fox Goddess VTuber. I cannot play 3D games due to a health condition, but it's okay. I do play 2D games, occasionally 2.5 games as well. I mainly do play storage games. I feel I really love visual novels, but I also enjoy action-adventure games. I may switch abruptly from cozy games and cute games, typical with cute girls doing cute things, to psychological horror, and here we are, indeed, a psychological mystery visual novel. But lately, I've been taking that mental health break after each psychological stream, aside from The Walking Dead that I basically binge stream it. Yeah. So we're taking that break off after Sticky Business for a while, and I began this visual novel today. I'll also do run a review blog, but I'm currently on hiatus. Like, not a willing hiatus, because I don't really have time to organize my stuff properly, but I'm truly working on that, and it's going quite better. I like it. It also has some heavy themes, but it's a beautiful game. Glad to hear so. Oh, I see. There are a lot of great 2D games too. Indeed. And I like how they're extra cozy games. And also psychological horror games. Like, I'm a lot into psychological horror, but I feel like I did play through that genre a tad too much, so that my brain cell did melt slightly. To prevent that, we're taking healthy breaks, usually. Thank you, Kylie, for the raid once again. Oh, I'm gonna sum up slightly the game here to you. So basically, we woke up, like the typical setting where we wake up and we don't know where we are. There are 2 more female characters that are in our team. Basically, we're sectioned in teams, and we have to now get to know who basically is a character into another team, if I did understood properly. And this is supposed to be a life and death game here in this setting. Yeah, we don't remember much, but it seems like we do remember something we don't want to talk about regarding that person. We need to state who is it. So it seems like we have to spill some beans we don't want to spill to proceed here. And I think we're gonna create quite a mess. Also, the cozy lounge here you see is basically seen with augmented reality that most do have, chip it into their brains, you know, like COVID vaccine, basically. And yeah, I'm not sure how it's gonna proceed, but I believe it's gonna be eventful. So we're basically stuck in this place where we have to get out of. Oh, I see you've been playing Uzunatsu. How have you been enjoying that? Think about checking it out myself. Oh, I feel like it's amazing. Like, it's extra cozy. It does have those casual vibes you can get from, like, I don't know, you know, those typical slice of life manga, not anime, the manga. Like, super relaxing, but at the same time, you can get many feels from it, like dramatic parts, lively parts, happy parts, cozy as well. But, like, it does not limit itself to being calm and cozy overall. It's not plain at all, but it's like, even though it does have some dramatic elements here and there, I love how it usually does proceed towards the better, but not like randomly, not like suddenly added something happy to it, but gradually the characters do try to get better with the help of friends mainly as well. The art in there is beautiful, the background music on point. I also love how the character sprites are made in Live 2D, and even the CGs. That was pretty curious to me. I'm enjoying Uzunatsu a lot, so totally recommend that, yeah. Kishin Riki, your name is fancy. I do agree. Like, I feel like it's cool as a name. Does it have any particular meaning, by the way? Oh yeah, the art is definitely beautiful. Yeah. Oh, you mean the color? I mean how it sounded myself. Was curious if it's just a name you did pick, or if it does have some meaning to it, if you don't mind sharing, okay? Is it funny if I call you Kay? I did not even ask and proceeded to do that. Sorry. So yeah, if you ask me about the visual novels I did play, especially Uzunatsu, I'm not gonna stop talking about it. I love it so much, really. And it got also quite an interesting setting. Basically, like, we do have something difficult going on. We got ditched by a person that we are deeply in love with, but that wasn't an actual relationship, romantic one, nor like a friendship, so it was vague. And when we got ditched, we encountered a schoolmate, a classmate, that was usually like the role student, basically, which silent, always diligent. She seemed like that, at the very least at school, in class. And we as well, for our reasons, weren't very talkative overall. It seems like we spent all of our free time with that person that ditched us, so we do find ourselves alone, with no hobbies, nothing, but we do have quite some cool outfits, that is true. And she met us when we were crying like crazy, yelling at the bridge after we got ditched. And she did come upon us when we were about to slip down the bridge, so she thought we were about to commit suicide or something, and I was like, hey, calm down. I was not thinking about that, like not lucidly, and I didn't want to do that. So then the classmate does come up to us, saying she does have a request for us. She's willing to forget about her brother because she always did pursue his steps. Basically to the point of losing herself, not having a personality, not having a clear idea of what she wants to do in the future, and we did have that form to submit coming to our future what we want to do. And we happened to not submit it later because we basically spent all of the time with that person that did ditch us. And we do not have a clear idea coming to that at all. So we do agree to go into a memory tour with a classmate because she's willing to forget about her brother. But that is instead working as creating new memories, of course, and everything turns out towards the better. And also we take it as an occasion to spend our time somehow not being alone and perhaps forget about the person that ditched us. Like, it's done so well, I love the story so much. Like, it may be simple, but at the same time, like, it's very curious to me, everything about the plot and that game. Uzonatsu, that is. Yes, the kanji is, I don't know how to read it, and it stands for the power of belief, the hope of life. Oh, that's so beautiful. And you can, of course, call me Kei. Okay, glad to hear so. Thank you, Kei. Okay, yeah, that sounds like I would really enjoy that. Glad to hear so. Moving towards the kitchen door, I hesitate. Valerie is likely still putting at the table. I guess I'll take a detour through the hall. By the way, I definitely feel like I'm gonna review your visual novel as well. Just, I'm not sure how much could it take to me, because I really have a huge backlog because I wanna review the games that I did stream lately, calmly, one by one. Since I didn't really have time at all for that, I'm gonna resume with my blog. And review more visual novels than before. Definitely. Honestly, I didn't come here because I needed to. I don't think I even drank anything since I woke up. Maybe I should. Yeah, don't worry, I get it. Backlogs are scary. Yeah. As of lately, basically what dragged me behind mostly were the VODs to rewatch, for the clipping purposes, fun moments and whatnot, since I also want to take some time to make a trailer for the Twitch channel with funny moments. But I've been managing to proceed quite well to clear that backlog of VODs to rewatch. So it's proceeding smoothly and I'm slowly being able to get more time or like being more calm overall. Just the streams are more steady as well and I'm so happy for this progress, honestly. Once I catch up better with the reviews, I'm gonna be quicker with those as well. I remember at some points 2 years ago, I did play games and like I wrote a single review per day. That was a lot of work. But it got easy over time. Like the more you do something, the more you are good at it, right? So it was basically effortless at some point. I wanna reach that point once again. And drink some water from the sink. And some more. Only now do I realize how dehydrated I've been this entire time. No wonder I've been feeling like shit. Anyway, that's not why I came here. Frankly, I just needed some time to myself, time to process everything, time without people constantly talking around me. Fair enough. Thank you for the hydrate redeem. So I do not die of dehydration, as the main character almost did, I guess. I guess I can pretend that I don't understand how Valerie feels, and yet I absolutely look down on her. The way she lashed out for seemingly no reason, constantly needing time to herself, letting everyone wait for her to calm down. I feel like she's just wasting her time. I still kinda do. But aren't we wasting the time of others, not willing to spill the beans about knowing who the person is? Goodness. So annoying! As if I'm any better. Oh, at least you'd recognize that. Just sitting there without saying anything at all, either not knowing what to add or deeming it as too irrelevant to even open my mouth for it. Not even mentioning what I know about Emilia. There you go! I'm glad you mentioned that. Otherwise, I would have disliked you from start to the end. Keeping the truth under wraps for no good reason, just like back then. At this point I could just go and hide away elsewhere too. Well, here I am. I can go on like this. I sit down on the toilet. I've already been here for over a minute and haven't even started to think about anything of use. How am I supposed to make any progress like this? I need to try and connect the dots I've been dealt so far, figure something out, anything that might help us solve this and get out of here. By the way, I was wondering if I do high up the levels of sound alerts within Streamlabs. Do I hear them louder or because I feel like they're too low for me lately? That may be it. Gotta fix those sound alert levels later. I need to try and connect the dots I've been dealt so far, figure something out, anything that might help us solve this and get out of here. By the way, developer, may I ask how long the whole game approximately may be? Just curious. It's not like I know anything about these people, but that doesn't mean I want to let them down. To let them feel like I'm not even trying, like I'm hiding something, but you are hiding something, just go and speak to them. What if they... Just shut up. Breath in, breath out. Okay, let's summarize what I know so far. This place is split into 3, most likely identical areas. Each of those belongs to one team, with 3 members each. So far we have no way to know anything about the participants from the other answer team. We most likely hear about them in like 2.5 hours, well, whenever Oliver returns for his second visit. We have a rough idea of who's in the question team, at least if we take everything that Oliver said at face value. And on top of that, only if we can trust what Nathan, a person we haven't even met, told Oliver. The problem is that our whole task here is to figure out what is going on in the QT, so we can't truly believe anything that we are told. How are we supposed to learn anything? I mean, we barely know how the specifics of this game work. Learning the truth about that secret participant could mean pretty much anything. With other words, our goal should be to simply find out as much as possible, and hope that we'll stumble upon the truth along the way. Either way, we're really only left with 2 options. One, we choose what Oliver has told us the third member of the QT is Emilia. If it's true, we have a chance of winning. If it turns out that he lied to us, well, we're fucked. We don't trust anything he says. 2, we don't trust anything he says. In that case, we're fucked either way. We don't have any other source of information. Seems like a particular case of Pascal's Weiger. I don't have a choice but to trust him if I want to have any sort of chance on salvation. That being the case, that means Emilia is the secret member of the QT. All the details line up. Oliver's description of her appearance, her having gone missing 2 years ago, and, well, her name. It fits way too well to be a coincidence, even if I still can't quite believe it. This also tells us a bunch about this Nathan himself. He was apparently wearing a lab coat and working with or for Emilia's father. This lines up since her father was a leading scientist at the Neuralink Center, the one in A3 to be specific. Interesting because Oliver brought up that he was visiting that very same location before he was abducted. Is there some kind of connection between that place and all of this? If so, does that mean Nathan could be involved somehow? Oh, that might be too much of a stretch. After all, he could have also been brought here for the simple reason that he was there for work. Daha. I guess that's all I've got when it comes to the participants I haven't met yet. The only connection I can really draw is the Neuralink Center, but I'm not sure how well this holds up with the remaining people here. It also still doesn't explain what Emilia has to do with this. Why the hell is she here? Is this connected to why she disappeared in the first place? She certainly seems to be at the heart of all this. Nathan knows about her, so do I. Now that I think about it, Valerie's reactions towards hearing about Emilia, the simulator is strong, but then again, most of her reactions towards anything have been intense. Still something to take note of. Oh, one more thing has been bothering me. How did Oliver know Valerie's name? When she first entered the kitchen, yeah, I did notice that. Did I miss something, or does he know more than he's letting on? I guess I could at least check the log. The only time that he could have been told her name before she joined us was back in the hall when we first met. Nope, nothing. Her name wasn't brought up a single time after he arrived. We went to the kitchen right after leaving the hall. Should I ask him about it? So maybe, just maybe, he doesn't know either. I recall the way I felt when I first learned the others' names. I felt like I already knew, somewhere deep down. Like I was just relearning something I had previously forgotten. We all seem to be struggling with our memory, some more than others. Maybe we already spoke with one another before we woke up in here. More than just our memory, our neural links were also tampered with. All entries from before our arrival are gone. Any advanced functions, such as communication, are unavailable and not even the time is being displayed correctly. Nu clearly doesn't want us to know what happened before this or how much time has passed since we got here. But why? What's he trying to hide through that? And my train of thought is interrupted by the sudden sound of a door closing shut. Judging by the volume, it could have only been the door to the kitchen. Did Valerie enter the bedroom? Wait, how long have I been sitting in here anyway? I should go back to the others. I get up and walk up to the door where I freeze. Is Valerie still in the bedroom? Can I just walk past her? Should I say something? Will she say something? Ugh, why is this even bothering me? I'll just go now. It'll be fine. Sure enough, she's sitting on the bed she woke up in, facing away from me. I think about whether I should go back through the hall or just straight through the kitchen and pick the latter. I take a single large step and end up right in front of the kitchen door. Right as I grab the handle, I notice Valerie turning towards me from the corner of my eye. I return her turning towards me by turning towards her. Our eyes meet. I continue to push down the handle. What are you thinking right now? Huh? What are you thinking about? I let go of the handle. Not much, why? I've been thinking about how much you're pissing me off. What? What the heck have I done to her? We barely even spoke. Not even gonna bother with replying, huh? Whoa. Sorry, what did I do? Wait. Goodness! A mess I did. Okay, there we go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. This entire time you haven't said anything noteworthy. Haven't contributed anything. As if you're one to talk. And now what? Just gonna walk straight past me? I just thought you probably wanted to be left alone. If I did, I wouldn't have left the kitchen. I wanted to talk to you. You did? Wait, how did you know I was in the bathroom? I heard the door closing. I mean, I guess, but how did you know that was me? Because I only heard it closing once, and that was a while ago. I don't know how much time has passed, but definitely more than anyone should need to finish their business. So what could that mean? That someone decided to run away from the big, scary group conversation I had in the bathroom, perhaps? Well, to be fair, it could have also been someone with real bad constipation, so it was a bit of a gamble. Which was it? Constipation! Fuck you, don't act like you haven't been doing the exact same thing this entire time since the moment we first woke up in here. It's not just me. Anyway, that's not what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to hear your thoughts on something, or someone. What do you think of Oliver? He's a man. He's a man. Interesting, he's a man. He seems nice. Great input, really. I write it down straight away. No problem. Let's try this again, alright? Let's hit him up to you somehow. Do you think we can trust anything he tells us? About that girl, Emilia? I mean, I obviously got my own opinion on the whole matter, but still. Thought a second opinion wouldn't hurt. I don't really know. He seems nice and all, but I guess that doesn't really mean much. Well, there's one thing I noticed. What is it? When you and Oliver first met, he greeted you with your name. I don't think he should have known. I'm certain that there was no time frame during which he could have been told without me hearing. You're right, he did that. And you're sure you didn't just miss how someone told him? Did you check your log? Yeah, of course. Nobody mentioned your name. I considered explaining how I think it might be related to our memory loss. I also felt like I already knew all of their names before they first told me. I decided not to. Weird. Well done. She gets up from her bed and walks up to me. Let's not leave those two alone for any longer. She pushes me aside and enters the kitchen. I want to punch her so badly, but I just follow her back to the living room instead. There we go, violence. Oh wow, you actually came back. It took so long that we were placing bets on who'd return first. Guess neither of us expected you to join up. Well, to be precise, Adrian was following behind Valerie, so... Oh, you want to let me win? How kind of you. That's not it, I'm just being fair. She's blushing, she's so cute. Whatever you say, whatever you say. Anyway, why don't the two of you come and sit down? There's enough sofa for everyone. Ignoring their little bed, I do as I'm suggested. Valerie hesitates for a moment, but ultimately decides to do the same. Sounds like the two of you have really been hitting it off, huh? What can I say, we had quite a bit of time on our hands. We hope you have been getting along as well. Oh yes, splendidly. She says in a clearly sarcastic tone, but Evelyn seems happy to hear it anyway. Thanks to Adrian, I came to a conclusion about how I want to tackle this whole game thing from now on. You did, thanks to me. Well, has that for someone who hasn't contributed a single thing, huh? I said that I would not trust any of you. Yeah, I thought that was the decision. But we couldn't trust her either, like... I don't know. She's not very... like... approachable, I guess. Not yet, at least. That being said, I will cooperate with you to some extent. I can't imagine sitting around and moping all day will get me anywhere. We don't have that sort of time. Well, progress is progress, so pretty much that's the conclusion I reached as well. I'm starting to think Valerie, and I don't feel all that different about this situation, it's just that she actively voices her complaints while I sit quietly in the corner. And I don't like that. We should speak more. We should speak up more about our thoughts, I feel. Isn't there anything we can do to strengthen your trust? You? Not really, but to be honest, it's not like it matters all that much whether I can trust you anyway, doesn't it? Oliver, on the other hand, well, first of all, there's something I wanted to ask you. Something that Adrian brought up. Oh, that. Ugh, please don't frame it as if I'm the one distrusting him. Sure, what's this about? When we first met in the kitchen, you greeted me right away. To be specific, you said, there you are, Valerie, right? Yeah, I might have said something along those lines. Congrats on the first redeem. Thank you for checking in. Not something along those lines. That's what you said. I checked the log. He seems to be willing to hide this. Alright, if you say so, what about it? Like, at this point, I believe he's hiding something indeed. Due to the way of his responses, the metal pipe died. Because Putter cannot handle the metal pipe, I guess. I'm gonna go and sort out the Putter thing as soon as possible, so that it stops slowing it down and whatnot. Not my Putter, by the way, which is why I got the call of a new Putter here on stream. Well, I obviously wasn't there the whole time, but according to what Adrian told me, from when you first arrived in our hall to that moment, nobody told you what my name was. Is that so? I could have sworn someone mentioned it. It just felt natural to greet you like that. Are you sure that neither of you brought it up, Adrian? I know I checked every conversation that happened during that time frame, and it's not like he's ever been alone with Evelyn at that point. When I grow up, I wanna be a metal pipe. Owa! You want to scare me? So assuming that's true, mind telling me how you knew my name? Well, how did I, huh? I must have picked it up somewhere, damn. I can just check my log, I guess. Wait, why? I just checked my log as well, and I think I might have an idea. Oh? Guess I should hold off on sharing my theory for a bit longer. I love how expressive the character sprites are in here, by the way. Pretty cool. Right after we split up and the two of you entered the kitchen, I started knocking on the bathroom door. I called out to Valerie. Valerie, can you hear me? Now my memories from the details are rather vague, but I recall that you, Adrian, already walked further into the kitchen, while Oliver still stood behind to close the door, right? Damn, the lock can help me here. Is that what happened? I think it might have. Yeah, that must be it. I don't trust him anymore. And I wonder if the girl is covering him up. And as I mentioned, indeed, that will matter if we do trust her. It doesn't matter the trust coming to anyone here, I guess. You want to scare me? Goodness. Yeah, very glad I found some amazing artists. Yeah, pretty cool job they did here. You should trust everyone. Oh, should I? I see. Yeah, that must be it. Guess the lock only picks up stuff you managed to probably hear, huh? That's right, that's probably how it was. It might record things I haven't actively paid attention to, but nothing that was out of reach for me to hear altogether. I see. Well, I guess that adds up with what I can tell from my log. Yeah, I'm sorry for bringing it up. Not like I wanted to sow any unnecessary distrust, but, well, seems like I was just overthinking this. It would have been better if we brought it up to their faces instead of talking it out with Valerie. That would cause less bad feel to say. Don't worry about it, alright? It's only natural to suspect others in a situation like this, especially after spending some time with the Queen of Distrust. Yeah. Luckily, we managed to clear up this misunderstanding rather quickly. If anything, this shows that you shouldn't keep your suspicions to yourself. That's what I said as well. True, would have been much worse if you kept distrusting me because of something so silly all day. So then, was that the only thing that bothered you? Well, yeah, for now I'm just gonna look forward to hearing what you will have to share with us next time you return from your team. Of course, I'm sure the same is true for all of you. No, not to that extent at least. The thing is... I know, Emilia. From everything you told us, I'm sure it must be the same one. I was right, this explains her extreme reaction to Oliver's story. So, well, it still doesn't explain her behavior prior to that. Whatever, if what she says is true, at least 3 out of 8 people here have some kind of connection to Emilia. What about the rest? Some from the other answer team will very likely know her too. But what about Oliver and Evelyn? Were the two of you friends then? Who knows? What do you mean? I'm not gonna talk about that until Oliver leaves. We can discuss any further details after that, if you really want to know. Once he returns, I want him to tell me how Emilia reacted to hearing about me. The less he knows about our relationship, the more helpful his report will be in determining whether anything he says is to be believed. Understood? I see. Sure, that makes sense, I guess. If it means I can earn some of your trust that way, then I'll do as you say. Not a bad idea, really. That might be the simplest way to find out whether Oliver can be trusted and whether Emilia is really here. There is just one tiny loophole. But what if she just doesn't remember, at least not yet? Or to be more specific, what if Oliver is going to claim that that's what she said? Like, if everything he said so far is true and she lost her memory, who knows whether she already regained any of it? Well, we can evaluate that in case that happens, I guess. That would be awfully convenient, wouldn't it? I just have to hope that isn't the case, huh? Nobody says anything in return for a while. She's right, of course, not like there's anything we can do to help her remember, huh? Or is there? Oliver seems to struggle with finding the right words to continue, then eventually takes a deep breath. At least I now understand why you reacted this way back in the kitchen. It's starting to adapt. Why you distrust me so much? Oh no, don't worry. I distrust all of you pretty equally. The problem is that I want to trust you, or more specifically, I need to be able to trust whatever you tell us about Emilia. That's what this entire thing is about. Heh, if you say so. Anyway, I know you don't want to talk about what your relationship with her was and all that, though it's pretty obvious that she was at least important to you in some way. Ignoring that, can I... Hello? I'm sorry that I had to get interrupted. Silly Putter. That will be fixed as soon as possible. Ignoring that, can I ask one thing? You can. I might even answer, who knows. Why would I lie? What would I get out of making up this story about a girl you knew being here? Assuming that I would have a reason to do so just throws a huge wrench in your whole line of thought. Like what? If I made up this specific description, somehow perfectly fitting someone that you knew, not unless that I already knew about you knowing her, I knew that I would get some sort of reaction out of you. And me. If that was the case, I would very likely also know more about your exact connection, making your whole test kind of pointless. So unless you believe that, why would I lie? Who knows? Well, she did say she might answer. I honestly didn't expect him to put up this much of a resistance. So far it seemed like he always tried to be really considerate of Valerie, even when she acted in a less than friendly manner. He really doesn't want her to distrust him. And he's correct if what he told us was a lie. It was too specific to be a simple coincidence. He would need to know more about all of this. He might even cooperate with the mastermind. Thank you for the lurk. Thank you again for the raid key. The same is true for what I told about earlier. If Oliver is truthful, but Nathan lied for whatever reason, he would probably try to orchestrate everything in a way that doesn't reveal the truth. He might be able to tell Oliver what Valerie wants to hear, in order to what? Mislead us? Make us lose the game? Maybe to protect someone from the other answer team? But that would probably make Nathan a regular participant with motives beyond the purpose of this experiment. If that was the case, how would he know who resides in which team? And ignoring all that, can it really be a coincidence that at least 2 people from one team know Emilia? Wait, maybe Valerie is just bluffing, waiting for Oliver to slip up and say that she is being remembered. But that would contradict her reaction to hear. By the way, how much longer do you have left, Oliver? Right. He looks down at his timer, Evelyn following his gaze. Just 7 more minutes, then you're finally rid of me. Great, can't wait. Time's really flying by when you're having fun, huh? But wait a second, now that I think about it. How did she know about the timer? When Oliver explained it to me, Valerie wasn't in the room, and after that, there wasn't a single point in time when she was in one room with him without me being present as well. She shouldn't have known about it. Fuck, this is the exact same thing we've just been over. It would fit so well with the idea of our lost memories, but there's probably some logical explanation for this as well, isn't there? I'm just missing something really obvious again, something to explain this without some unnecessary sci-fi twist. Why can't I just come up with something actually useful to say? Something that would really help us with figuring this whole thing out? I mean, I could always share what I know about Emilia, but... No, not yet. I should at least wait for what Oliver has to tell us once he returns. Valerie's plan is pretty solid overall. There's no reason to get into all that. Not before we know for sure whether she's really here, whether she's truly still alive. After all this time. In the end, there might still be some other logical explanation to all of this. Right? Adrian? Huh? Also, Valerie seemed to know about the place we're at, based on the letters there. So maybe it's due to that she does know about the timer, maybe she does know what happens later, how it works overall. Looking around, everyone else has stood up while I was lost in thought. Sorry, of course. I get up as well, joining them on their way to see Oliver off. So how exactly does this door work? How do you open it? Well, the one time I used it so far, it just opened by itself once the timer reached the last minute. Would be like, just come with you, not that I want to necessarily, but wouldn't it work? I don't know, I doubt it. Would be an obvious oversight, don't you think? Also, the whole contraption is a bit more complicated than just this one door. How so? Alright, how should I put this? So behind this door, there's another one that only opens after this one has closed again. He's wildly gesturing in a desperate attempt to visualize his explanation. That leads to a small chamber below this wall, platforming thing that Null was standing on earlier. But the chamber connects to 3 doors in total, one leading to each of the halls. And yeah, all those work just like the one I just described. Yeah, definitely seems like someone wanted to make very sure that nobody would enter any of these doors without permission. But wait a second. So there's a room below this platform? Well, room might be an exaggeration. It's really just a small round space that connects all these doors and halls and stuff. But didn't Null appear on that platform using some kind of elevator coming from down there? Did he come from that small chamber then? Ha, you're exactly right. That's what it seemed like. In that case, it is rather likely that Null is hiding further down. Wouldn't you agree? What makes you think that? Well, you can simply think of the chamber that lies in the center of the 3 halls as an elevator shaft. When at ground level, the elevator seems to be a regular floor that connects the 3 exits to one another. But beyond that, it can also move up to function as a platform for Null to talk to us from, or even further down to a separate area in which Null is most likely located. That's the only explanation that makes sense, is it not? I wonder if she's smart or if she's hiding something, but as the developer did say, we have to trust everyone. I'm gonna trust the developer as well, I guess. So, let's not think too much about it so far, maybe. Now that she puts it like that, yeah, it really is just that simple. Oliver nods in agreement, seeming rather impressed by her deduction. Valerie, not so much. Yeah, that's great and all, so back to my question. Mind if I try? Going through the door with you? I don't know if that's such a good idea. Shouldn't we just do as we're told for now? Come on, I'm sure it'll be fine. It will not be fun, right? Well, if the 2 of you are sure about it. At the moment, the door opens, revealing the small round space in between the outer and one of the inner doors, just like Oliver had described it. Valerie enters said space and nothing happens. Is Valerie gonna be the first one to... Or... Well, won't you come in too? Oh yeah, sure. Suddenly a generic announcement plays out through the same speakers that were last used when Null was giving his introductory speech. Error, unauthorized number of signals detected. Please step back from the exit. Well, there you have it. If you'd be so kind then. He gestures for her to back off. She sighs and, after a bit of hesitation, takes a couple of steps away from the door. so long. Okay, she's safe, for now at least. Okay, you definitely shouldn't trust me. Oh, I see. I see. The door slides shut in front of him. Now it's just the three of us once more. We stand there quietly. I look back and forth between Valerie, Evelyn, and the floor, waiting for someone to say something. Anything. Unfortunately, it seems like they're doing the exact same thing. Valerie promised to tell us about her connection to Emilia once Oliver was gone. Now she looks hesitant, like she's contemplating how or if to go about it. Maybe she's hoping we already forgot? We clearly didn't. Evelyn is most likely just giving Valerie a chance to gather her thoughts, but come on, we don't have that kind of time, do we? I take a deep breath, preparing to give her a piece of my mind. However, before my voice manages to reach my throat, it is swiftly interrupted by the sudden rumbling of a stomach. Judging by the two sets of eyes looking in my direction, it appears to have been in my own. Attempting to break the silence that engulfed the whole, ever since Oliver left our group. The fact that you can even think about food in a situation like this is insane to me, kinda disgusting to be honest. Goodness, calm down, Valerie. Oh yeah, sir, I guess I forgot to eat before getting kidnapped. Maybe we should use this opportunity to take a short break in the kitchen. I'll check the supplies and whip up something for us to eat. You can probably think on an empty stomach after all, isn't that right? Are you sure we've got time for that right now? Not like I'm gonna starve anytime soon, so don't worry about me. I don't think that will pose a problem. We still have almost 90 minutes at our disposal until Oliver returns. I don't we need that much time to discuss what Valerie wanted to talk about, do we? No. She still acts as though she's irritated about this turn of events, but I get the feeling she's actually relieved that she can postpone talking about Emilia a little further. Not that I can't relate. In that case, I think it would only prove beneficial to prepare a meal now. You might not be hungry quite yet, but that could change at any time. It's best to take care of things like this sooner, rather than later. It won't take that much time to discuss what she wants to tell us, but won't we bring up the fact that she knew about the timer? And Evelyn keeps saying to me more and more like, "Ah! Thank you for the hat pat! Thank you, thank you!" Ah! Double hat pat it is! Thank you for the double hat pat. Appreciate it. Chaos of hat pats it is. So just to clarify, if you want, you can continue until Oliver returns again. You're only at 2/3 of that. Oh, I see. So basically that will be the point where the streaming is allowed, or dubpat. So I was stating that Evelyn keeps seeming more and more like on the composite side, maybe even kind and calm, but more and more suspicious to me. Yeah, oh, I see. Thank you for letting me know. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna end the stream soon. A bit tired. You might not be hungry quite yet, but that could change at any time. It's best to take care of things like this sooner rather than later. Yeah, I get it. Let's get going then. The two of you can simply sit down for now. I will take care of everything, so don't worry about it. With that, she heads towards the kitchen. You need to scour the fridge and cupboards for ingredients that might be useful to her. I consider offering my help or telling her to keep it simple, but I don't want her to think that I'm doubling her abilities, so I remain silent, simply sitting down instead. The sound of her chopping has an amount of clock-like precision to it that turns it into something akin to white noise. Not offering to help seems to have been the right call. Realistically, I'd have only slowed her down. Well then, you were gonna be sitting around for a while anyway. Why don't the two of you tell me a bit about yourselves? I don't know, not like I really care about your child, but I guess it might help her when it comes to opening about Emilia. Okay, we're saving here, Snow Buns. I believe we're gonna stream this game once again tomorrow. I'm enjoying this visual novel quite a lot. Yeah, I was curious coming to it overall because I saw it on Steam. But as my usual, I did not really read much about it. I barely read the plot. I usually don't even read the plot when I want some visual novel to try out. I don't even care about reading the plot because I want to know nothing and just evaluate later if it's up to my taste. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love how the story is structured and the plays especially. And the character sprites, the expressions as well. So I hope you enjoyed the stream here and the game and that you're curious about how it proceeds because I surely am. I'm very glad to hear you enjoyed it so far. I'm happy to have you had here, developer. The game looks quite promising, it looks super cool. I wonder if there will be a lot of violence and how it will be featured overall for the brain cell melting, you know. Always that issue. We call this... Oh, thank you kindly! I also enjoyed watching. Glad to hear so. So, I'm not sure if I'm gonna stream this evening. I possibly will. As always, I will mention that beforehand on my socials, and here are my socials in case you wanna check them out. In the meanwhile, here are my Discord server and you can always hop on to and are very welcome to join, where you can get the rules for the notifications so you can get the real-time notifications coming to all of my content overall. Or also just chill with the cinema months as well overall. So let's see whom we could raid, right? As always, thank you kindly Cinemans for stopping by today. It was a nice stream. I was expecting it to be more stressful to me, honestly, considering the game's genre. But maybe, I guess it's because we're barely at the beginning, right? Yeah. Still, the brain cell has not melted that much. I bet it will. I bet it will later. It is pretty chill. Yeah, you told me to not trust you. You told me to not trust you, so... I'm gonna keep my suspicions coming to the developer because I don't wanna lose this game, you know. It is the most chill of death games. Okay. I noted that down, but I'm not sure how to take it. Yo, give me a moment so I can see who is streaming right now. Let me take a look. Okay, we're going to raid ᴄᴏᴍᴍᴜ, who is currently streaming Hollow Knight. By the way, I do own that game and I'm planning to stream it someday, once we get to complete the games we are currently playing. It's a comfy stream. So yeah, we're gonna raid ᴄᴏᴍᴜ. So Cinemans, this is the raid message to copy-paste. Keep your raid for a Gyepi day so that they will have a Gyepi day indeed. We need to pass on the Gyepi day everywhere. So, and this is the variation with no emotes in case you are not subscribed. Alright, we're going to raid ᴄᴏᴍᴜ. If I'm gonna stream in the evening, as always, I'm gonna mention that beforehand, possibly 1 hour beforehand, or at least 15 minutes or 30. So yeah, I tend to always mention that beforehand unless I just want to stream as soon as possible. So let's begin the raid. Thank you kindly for stopping by. I enjoyed this game a lot and your presence here was very appreciated as always. It's really important and I had fun together with you. Let's begin the raid. Hop on. If we're not gonna see each other this evening, we're gonna surely see each other Friday. Not sure about tomorrow. See you soon. Bye bye.